We're going to start with a wild dispute between one family and the city they live in that led them to having a driveway that was once an entire neighborhood street. No joke. Gordon Severson has this story.
Imagine having a 1,000-foot driveway that you had to snowplow and you had to maintain. Sounds like a lot of work, right? Well, that is the situation that a Maple Grove family has found themselves in on what used to be Fernbrook Lane here, but according to this sign, it is now their private driveway.
So this used to be Fernbrook.
A city street that used to run past this home in Maple Grove, a home that Don Cooper says has been in their family for more than 60 years.
We purchased the house to save it.
Cooper says she and her sister-in-law bought the home after a sudden death in the family. But what she didn't know was a new development of townhomes was already approved right next door.
Walked over there and asked what's going on, and they were shocked that we didn't know.
Cooper reached out to the city and she was presented with two options to maintain access to her home. The first option was a new driveway that would connect to the neighborhood of townhomes. But Cooper says she was worried that the driveway would be under the control of the HOA.
Can the HOA make decisions on the access to our property?
The other option was to turn one of the lanes of Fernbrook into a private driveway that would stretch 1,000 feet.
Certainly a unique situation.
Chris LaBounty, the Public Works and Engineering Director for Maple Grove, says the city gave a deadline to make a decision so developers could move forward with the project.
We've provided visuals of what this would look like. We've explained it to her.
LaBounty says Cooper and her attorney never gave them an answer, and since the first option would have required the city to go on her property, and LaBounty says they didn't have her permission, the city had to move forward with the 1,000-foot driveway.
I mean, there's no way I can shovel this or use a snowblower.
Cooper says it will cost her around $4,000 a year to have a snow removal company clear her driveway. The city argues they have been upfront with her that under this option, the driveway would be her responsibility.
We've made it clear to her that that would be her driveway.
The city says they and the developer had been in contact with the original homeowner before he died. But Cooper argues she has not received adequate information to make an informed decision.
They just put the development around and just didn't care that it's gonna significantly impact us.
She's even more concerned about what might happen down the road because she says to her understanding, she would be responsible for maintaining this road. So years down the road, would she have to repave all of this, which she said could cost tens of thousands of dollars. Gordon Severson, KARE 11 News.
That is not a driveway, that is a runway. Wow. A city memo says they're open to working with the developer to see if there's other options still are out there, but to build a driveway that would connect to the neighborhood of townhomes, that other option, they see if that's still on the table. The homeowner said she might be interested in that option depending on what's in that agreement. So there may be a chance she can avoid having a runway or a 1,000-foot driveway forever. Wild. Be right back.